Hey, what's up? It's Dynasty back with a quick Mortal Kombat NetherRealm Studios update, if you want to call it that. You guys do know that about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we were getting some more rumors that WB Discovery was considering selling some of their WB Games divisions, including the likes of a NetherRealm Studio, potentially properties like Mortal Kombat. Seems like annually, every year, there's new reports that, WB might finally pull the plug and sell Mortal Kombat or the studio to someone else. Well, this time gets even more interesting because as of a few days ago, it seems like NetherRealm Studios is actually planning or already working on their next game. Now, unfortunately, I cannot confirm if it's going to be Injustice 3, Mortal Kombat 13, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Regardless, despite the rumors, NetherRealm Studios, even with this expansion dropping next month, is already planning to be working on their next game, courtesy of a few job listings that popped up just a few days ago. Now, I'll be quoting thegamer.com, who is quoting xputer.com, who actually stumbled upon these job listings. And again, sadly, nothing too groundbreaking can be taken from this other than, well, it's going to have a story mode. There's some mention of martial arts, Unreal Engine 5 potentially, and that's kind of it. So if you're hoping to see some giant news here, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's really nothing other than, well, NetherRealm Studios is either already started working on their next game or they're planning on starting very soon. So with that said, if you're stoked to hear about this, do your boy solid. It takes you a second. Drop a like on the video. Again, shout out to you guys who still come back and watch the channel for everything Mortal Kombat. Without you guys, these videos do not happen. Thank you for everything. With that said, let's see what the gamer had to say about this whole situation. So, a few days ago, this popped up. NetherRealm's new AAA game will seemingly have a story mode. Shocker. Are you shocked? I'm not. The article goes on to say, well, we know that NetherRealm is hard at work on the upcoming Mortal Kombat 1 expansion titled Khaos Reigns, which will feature multiple new fighters, new story content, as well as the return animalities. It's unclear what the future holds for the fighting game studio. That said, 2 new job postings may point out exactly where NetherRealm may be heading. Hints, it'll have a story mode. Again, this is really... are we surprised? That's kind of been NetherRealm's shtick for the last 15 years. They were the first mainline fighting game to feature in-depth story mode via cutscenes, things of that sort. Shocker. It's still going to be a thing in the future. They go on to say, as first spotted on xputer, a game forum website, WB Discovery, the parent company of NetherRealm and WB Games, has 2 new job postings available. The first of which is for an associate producer at NetherRealm, with the listing noting this position is for an associate producer to be part of the production team in the day-to-day management of a AAA title that NetherRealm Studios is working on. So at the very least, they've kicked off work for their next game. Don't know how far along they are, but at least pre-production stuff is a thing. Now, if you want, here's a screenshot of the actual job listing. You can pause the video and check out everything it has to offer. Who we are when we say the stuff dreams are made of, we're not just referring to the world of wizards, dragons, or superheroes, or even the wonders of planet Earth behind WBD's vast portfolio of iconic content, and they just go on and hype up this position like it's gonna be the greatest thing to ever happen in your life. And hell, it might be. It might be. So if you guys are interested, hey, they're looking for an associate producer. Now, the article goes on to say the second and more telling position is for a senior animator, cinematics. Whoever is hired will be part of a team creating consistent, high-quality cinematic animation for our story mode campaign. And again, this is stuff you would already probably assume is going to be in the next NetherRealm Studio game, because it's been a staple of their games for like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years at this point. I just think it's so interesting how they fired the entire mobile games division, and I guess nobody was up to snuff for either of these positions, which I find hard to believe considering that a lot of the people that got let go a few weeks ago, about a month or so ago, have been there for over a decade. Doing things like animations, cinematics, I don't know, man. It is what it is, I guess. Now, the actual job listing says NetherRealm Studios, a division of WB Discovery, seeks a senior animator to be, again, responsible for creating consistent, high-quality cinematic animation for our story mode campaign. And again, it goes on to say they're seeking someone with strong knowledge of the principles of character motion and the 3D animation pipeline that can work with external partners to produce a high quality of engaging experiences for our players, aka you must agree with everything Dominic C and Solo says is good for the franchise, and we need a gazillion Marvel-inspired multiverse endings. That is sarcasm. So there you go. Hey, if you want to be a senior animator at NetherRealm Studios, that job listing, it's there. Now, the article says, what's more, experience with martial arts, fighting games, and familiar with Unreal Engine 4 and 5 are also listed as qualifications. Finish things off by saying, based off these postings, it's abundantly clear that it'll be a new fighting game that could potentially be on Unreal Engine 5 as it stands. MK1 is on Unreal 4, and that it'll have a robust story mode, which is something that NetherRealm has put emphasis on. So there you go, mic drop. At least the pre-production and the planning for their next game is already taking place, which is so interesting because, again, what if? I know it's like a 1 in a million chance at this point because I feel like it's never going to happen despite me wishing it would. If NetherRealm gets sold, if the property license Mortal Kombat gets sold, what happens with this game? What could they be working on? I don't know. My gut tells me it has to be Injustice 3. It's a very safe bet for them, especially now with the cameo system. I'm expecting Injustice 3 probably to... I know some of you guys probably don't want this. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you do. I feel like they're probably going to give you like a fully fledged tag team mode for Injustice 3, kind of in the same vein of like Marvel versus Capcom, this time though with, you know, DC characters because they have that license. I feel like they could probably take everything they learned from this Mortal Kombat 1 side quest. You know, you guys do know for a long time it was Mortal Kombat Injustice, Mortal Kombat Injustice. By doing back-to-back Mortal Kombat games, this kind of just felt like filler. It still feels like filler, to be completely honest, just a way for them to make the most money possible. That's just what I believe. Maybe that gave them time to, I guess, focus on a fully fledged tag team mode, which is what everybody was hoping the cameo system was going to be for Mortal Kombat. Sadly, it's not. Maybe that is the incentive. Like, hey, the first fully fledged out tag team mode in a NetherRealm game since Mortal Kombat 9. It's what you guys have been asking for, but this time with superheroes. I can kind of see that from like a marketing aspect being a goldmine for WB Discovery. Like, pick your favorite team of heroes. You know what I mean? Just like the cameo system, but this time with actual superheroes. I still feel like Mortal Kombat 1 was initially going to be Injustice 3, but because shit hit the fan during COVID, they kind of just swapped everything into Mortal Kombat, which is why you see like the intro animations are completely clash sequences from the Injustice games. That's still what I believe at my core, despite Ed Boon saying things like, you know, Mortal Kombat 1 was the most time we ever had to work on a Mortal Kombat game. They make it really sound like this was a well thought out game, which how could it be if we still don't have online co-op training? We still don't have online rooms. Every character has, what, 3 skins, 4 skins, and a bunch of color palette options. I still feel like this game is in beta. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Obviously, by the time Chaos Reigns drops, the Combat Pack 3 drops in the future, if it still happens, the game will probably be what it should have been on day one, and that'll unfortunately be what everyone remembers, at least for those who are still around. I'm not going to forget the whole first year of this game, how every other month there was issues. I was making videos about the $10 fatalities, the $10 skins. Now they're giving us free skins! It's almost like they realize they can't piss off their player base. So that's what I think is going to happen. Again, this is years away, but maybe in the future I come back to this video and I can say, hey, I was right. That's just what I think is going to happen. So they're working on their next game. It's going to have a story mode. It's going to have some cinematics, emphasis on some martial arts. And at this point in time, I think it's going to be Injustice 3. It could be a side game. Again, it could be a Shaolin Monks 2. It could be some type of adventure game in the same vein of Deception's Conquest mode. I wish, but I truly feel like that's never going to happen at this point. But regardless, there you go. NetherRealm Studios is already working on another game in the background. And all this DLC has probably been done for a long time for the most part. I mean, it was in the day one files. They're probably already potentially working on Combat Pack 3. You feel me? So, I don't know. It is what it is. What do you guys think about this news? This report from The Gamer and Xputer.com. What do you think of them firing all those employees just to turn around and kind of ask for other people to apply for these jobs that I personally feel a lot of those people were qualified for? I think it's kind of scummy. Just my opinion. Again, I don't work at the studio, so I don't know the ins and outs. But from the outside looking in, you're telling me the 100 or so people that got laid off, none of them were qualified? That's kind of messed up. And in regards to that, one of the senior animators that was there for over a decade, I'm pretty sure she posted like her portfolio, and she had clips of like Khaos Reigns DLC characters. I believe she had like Titan Havoc, Sektor, Cyrax, I think Noob, Saibot. It was either 3 or 4 characters from the upcoming DLC. And she posted like a highlight reel of the animations she worked on. Not even kidding. WB Games went and struck the video down. So, you know, if you're thinking about working there, just know your portfolio, if you don't work there no more, is not safe. Even if you spent blood, sweat, and tears. And the funny thing was, it was literally just the animation. Like, it had no textures, nothing. It was just like a gray character model doing an animation. And they struck that video down, so it is what it is. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do me a solid. It takes you a second. Drop a like on it. Of course, subscribe for some more MK content like this on the channel. Until next time, been your host, been Dynasty. You guys, please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Yeah, stepping on it crack, but I'm not superstitious. Count all these racks, I'll be steady, count on my digits.